Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Since silver's bottom in mid-March, it has gained or risen 50%, which is the biggest monthly gain in nearly 7 years. So I found an article from MarketWatch which is explaining what is going on, if silver prices are going to keep climbing, and some of the charts behind it. So before we start, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Let's see if this video can get 200 likes. If you love precious metals, make sure you smash that like button. The link to this article will be in the description. So, silver has outperformed or far outperformed gold so far in May, as improving demand has set the metal up for its biggest monthly percentage climb in close to 7 years. Silver has a well-documented habit of coming late to gold's party, only to then dramatically outperform the yellow metal. And that's definitely true. Silver is gold's little brother. It does what gold does just a couple weeks or a couple months afterwards. And when it does, it usually is like gold on steroids. If gold's gonna, rise 10%, silver's gonna rise 17%. But it's also for the negative. If gold's gonna be dropping 10%, silver could drop 15, 16%. So it's like a more dramatic gold. So, the most active July contract for silver futures settled at $17.69 an ounce on Friday. It trades about 18% higher month to date, which would mark the strongest monthly percentage climb for a most active contract since August 2013. So we haven't seen any type of rally like this in several years. By comparison, June gold has seen more than 2% monthly rise based on its Friday settlement at $1,735 an ounce. Once gold has somewhat run its course and starts to look expensive, a lot of people turn towards the cheaper counterparty, namely silver, which has attracted fund and investor money. And that's true, right? People come to these markets, they are more than likely, gold's the mascot, right? More than likely they're hearing about gold, and then they find silver. They find out about silver's potential, how silver's the undervalued metal. They see the gold to silver ratio. They see silver's purpose, how much it's used in technology, and they diversify into it. Gold's the mascot, which drives the money in, and then they hear about silver, and then that's kind of where they go, or how the money transforms or shifts. So anyways, quarter to date, silver futures are up around 25%, while gold pales in comparison with its nearly 9% rise. So silver definitely is up much higher than gold. Prices for silver have seen a supply side tailwind because of the amount of supply that temporarily came offline. An estimated 2/3 of the world's silver mining supply was affected by this virus related to shutdowns, with large silver mining countries like Mexico and Peru shutting down for an extended period. He said, adding that Mexico is only now beginning to reopen the process for mines. The supply-demand imbalance challenge may persist until governments and private companies feel comfortable in beginning full-scale mining reopenings. And that's definitely something to think about, is for the short term, there's really no silver being dug up. Things have came to a halt, and the longer this pandemic plays out, the worse things are going to get, the lower the production is going to be. We already saw silver shortages all throughout the year. U.S. Mint selling out of American Eagles, Royal Canadian Mint getting shut down for 2 weeks. So things are already, hurt, but especially on a global scale, you see Mexico and Peru, they accumulate nearly 40% of the global silver production being shut down. And if you want to talk about a silver shortage, that's something that's definitely scary, especially as the demand is rising. We see a rising demand, but a diminishing supply. All that's going to mean is higher prices. So the tighter supplies fed higher prices, with silver up by 50% from their March settlement low, when prices dropped to $11.72 or 77 cents, their lowest finish since January 2009. Silver was hit by a double-edged sword of quick and steep economic decline, as well as large emerging markets facing the brunt of this pain. Much of the world's silver demand stems from countries like China and India, whose economies were essentially in shutdown for an extended period. Currency values in emerging markets also declined along with the rest of the global economy, and the loss of purchasing power in countries where silver was in demand quickly pushed down prices. And that's true as well. See, when you're trying to compare silver to gold, you have to understand that they are separate markets, right? Gold is not Gold prices are influenced by different situations and different things happening in the economy than silver. Silver is more affected with the industrial side of things. Gold is more of the safe haven monetary metal. Silver can be used as a monetary metal, but it also has a lot of industrial applications, so it also is influenced in the industries. And if industries are getting hurt, silver can get hurt as well. Gold, not so much, is seen more of a safe haven alternative. I am curious when gold and silver will have their separate ways. A lot of times when you look at charts, silver and gold move almost identically. There's a lot of correlation, but I still think there is room for silver to naturally run its course. I am curious what that's going to take, though. What's going to take for the ball to drop? Is it going to be the 2020 presidential election? Would it be the supply and demand? Really, what would it be? We still see the gold to silver ratio very high, and I think that it shows that silver still has a lot of catching up to do, a lot more than people speculate. I don't think people give silver enough credit and don't have enough faith in silver, and I think it's going to shock and is going to outperform a lot of people and really prove them wrong. So still, while silver's value as an industrial metal pressured prices on the heels of global economic weakness, an economic recovery may not offer an equal lift. The metal had been held back precisely because of its industrial usage, kind of what I was just talking about. Industries, industrial usage, it gets hurt. So with investors anticipating a global slowdown selling every industrial commodity, its industrial value acts more as a disadvantage than anything else. And that's true since the industries are getting hurt. Like I said, silver prices are going to get hurt because silver is used in all its technology. And if the economy is slowing down, that means they're not using as much of that technology that has silver inside of it. So silver production or demand isn't needed as high. The demand isn't as high as normal when things are going smoothly. So you can see, moving forwards, the longer this virus takes place, the longer, till we find a vaccine, which could be a year plus out of the way, and there's going to be a limited supply, and even that supply is going to be extremely expensive. You could see how, especially if there's a second wave of the virus coming, it's going to push things, and silver could be affected by that, but it does hang on to its monetary metal with gold. So there's kind of a pro and con list. It's really going to be wishy-washy. There's different things pulling silver prices upwards and downwards. As long as it's gradually going up, I don't see any problems, though. So silver's industrial use, however, provides little, if any, impetus for a higher price, he said. If the metal had no monetary heritage and only industrial value, I feel its price would be under $5 an ounce, said London, pointing out that most of its supply comes as byproduct of other metal production. That's definitely true. Silver's found by accident, basically. It's found when they're digging up gold, lead, and zinc. So there's no silver mines. There's no focal silver mines. It's not focused, because it's not profitable. They're trying to find gold, it's profitable. They're trying to chase the dollar. And if they find some silver along the way, they'll take it, but they're not looking for it. It's found by accident, basically, or byproduct. So as for its link to gold, Govett said that silver actually suffers and benefits from that. If gold is rallying because of geopolitical events, gold will catch a bid, he said. If the situation reverses, silver should theoretically benefit from industrial and stock market recovery, though be hampered by gold probably falling back. Taking a look at the bigger picture, Govett believes that when silver has rallied this much, it's generally overdone. So it's best to follow this basic premise for silver: buy it when it looks weak, and sell it when it looks strong. He said it's very rare that the momentum trade works with silver over a long term. And I definitely think they're still riding off silver, and they're not showing really what its true potential is. When you're looking at what happened in 2008, the credit crisis, which led to $50 silver, it's almost exactly what we're seeing nowadays, and it's almost downplaying it. We could see more extreme prices. So yes, there are some things that could hinder prices, but I'm not too concerned because of all the other things, everything else. There's so many different situations that affect silver's price than just you can't just look at one side of the fence. You can't just look at one piece of the puzzle. You have to look at the bigger picture. And when you step outside and look at the bigger picture, there's so many different things that are looking positive, that are looking bullish for silver, that I'm not too worried. Now, I'm curious what you think about that, though. Where do you think the majority of silver's price is influenced? Do you think it's supply and demand? Do you think it's going to be from industrial use, or do you think it's going to be compared to gold? How much correlation do you think is between that? I would love to hear your insight, your input, and yeah. So if you thought this video was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Let's see if this video can get 200 likes. I'll be posting more videos today, so stay tuned for that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. The link to this article from Market Watch will be in the description. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.